anime of Edo period. As wild and compelling of an idea it is, kinda makes you wonder, was that really something that people used to watch 200 years from now? Because make no mistake, there was no TV or cinema back then, because we are talking about early 1800. In fact, 1927 was when television was invented, so we are talking about 100 years before that. So what was this animation that came out before the invention of TV or electricity for that matter? So let me introduce you to the earliest form of Japanese animation, that is Utsushi-e. What you saw right now was a compilation of several Utsushi clips from different shows, and you were still wondering what was that? Well, let me explain. Utsushi is a form of visual storytelling with moving images and characters that is done via animation effects accompanied by music. Colorful figures painted on glass slides would move dramatically on the screen as a traditional storyteller told stories. So when Utsushi shows started in Japan, they became an instant hit among Japanese people because it was unlike anything they had seen before. It was very different from the puppet show or the live drama in a sense that people saw characters getting smaller or larger in size, suddenly appearing or disappearing from the screen or even coming out of the frame. But there were no editing tools back then and they were doing it in real time. So how exactly Utsushi worked? Well, the show had two key elements in it, the furo and the screen. So furo was this device used to project images on the screen. It was made from wood and was very light. It had an oil lamp within it which worked as a light source. Now hand-painted glass lights would go in through the opening and lens would reflect the images on the semi-transparent cloth. The showman would carry the device, move around and work on the slides simultaneously to achieve different tricks. But what's interesting is this was not invented in Japan. Magic lantern, as they called it, was brought to Japan from Holland in the 18th century, but it was very different from the Utsushi we just talked about in terms of design and function. Magic lanterns were made from metal, they were quite heavy, stationary and well expensive, but a gentleman named Kameatora went to one of those magic lantern shows, and that sparked the idea of making his own magic lantern. He kept the technology and changed the design. He switched the metal with wood, added some extra functions, and just like that, Utsushi was born. So now, as opposed to one magic lantern, you had multiple furos playing an entire scene. Toraku had his first performance in 1803 and people absolutely loved it. And by early 20th century, Utsushi had already become a household thing for entertainment in Japan. But things were not looking good for it. With the advent of cinema and television, the Japanese magic lantern show started to lose its charm, and without any upgrade in the Utsushi technology, it soon became old and sadly, it was forgotten. But even though it failed to survive, its essence and style of storytelling remained with us and took the form of anime and manga. In a way, Utsushi was the very first building block in the foundation of anime that we love and enjoy so much today. And that is, people, Utsushi, anime of Edo period. If you made it this far, then thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something new from the video, and I'll see you next time with another video next month. Next week.